In number 1, we've got negative 5 squared. This is negative 5 times 5, negative 25. And just so we're sure, this square applies only to the 5, not the negative. That's different than this problem here. Negative 5 squared, which would be negative 5 times negative 5, which is positive 25. Right? Be careful with those exponents. The exponents apply only to what is directly below it. This negative is not directly below the 2. This negative over here is. And number 2, negative 7/8 squared. Well, the first thing I see right away is that I'm squaring a negative. So I've got a negative number to an even power, so I know the result's going to be positive. So I'm just thinking now, 7 squared over 8 squared, which is 49 over 64. And no signs, right? Because I know I'm squaring a negative, so I know the result is positive. So I can just think, okay, positive 7 squared over 8 squared. And problem number 3, we've got 3 to the negative 3, and I'm going to use this rule right here. If I have some number, x, to a negative exponent, now I'm assuming that n, just n, is positive. Then I get the opposite of a positive, which is negative. So I know this is a negative exponent. Now what I can do is I can change the position of the base. I can drop it. I can change it from top to bottom, bottom to top, if I just change the sign of the exponent. So I'm going to take this one and write 1 over 3 to the positive 3, which is 1 over 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Now in number 4, we've got 5 times 3, it's all multiplication, some powers, no addition, subtractions to slow us down. So I got 5 times 3 is 15. Then I've got the x cubed and the y squared, and we're done. These are x's, these are y's, so I can't combine those exponents. So that's it, 15x cubed to y squared. Now problem 5, I'm going to do this one 2 ways. Here's one way to do this. I can use the rule directly, which says write the common base, take the top exponent, subtract the bottom exponent. See it? Take the top exponent, negative 6, subtract the bottom exponent, 8. Now when you do this, you get x to the negative 6, you're down 6, you lose 8, so now you're down 14. But we don't like to write things if we don't have to with negative exponents. So I'm going to eliminate the negative exponent by writing 1 over x to the positive 14. So remember the rule is that you can change the position of the base from top to bottom. It's in the top here, bottom here. Change the position of the base up or down by changing the sign of the exponent. So I'm just going to drop this down, change the sign of the exponent. Or another way to do it, let's let's eliminate the negative exponent first. So I'm going to use that rule. I'm going to drop the x down to the bottom, change the position of the base from top to bottom by changing the sign of the exponent. So there's still something up there. I don't just drop it down and there's nothing left, because there's really a 1 out there. All right, so I get 1 over, I've already got the x to the 8th. Now drop the x to the negative 6 down, I'll get x to the positive 6. So change the position of the base by changing the sign of the exponent. The x comes down, the negative 6 becomes a positive 6. Now, I've got 1 over, I've got a multiplication down here, right? Multiplication, add the exponents. So I get 8 plus 6, I get 1 over x to the 14. And we're done. I got the same result.